Hello everyone, I'm Koala Pro and today I'm joined with Desert Monkey JK and we're going to discuss the round 2 of Wumpa Classic Championship 2, and that includes both the winners matches and round 2 sudden death. So Kotori couldn't join us here at the moment because he has been absent, so we're gonna do this by ourselves. So the first thing we should talk about is the amount of matches of every game happened. So yeah, first we have Nitro Field. We still have 2 races that happen in Nitro Field. 1 huge adventure race, 11 Crash 1 races, 23 Crash 2 races, 20 Crash 3 races, 7 Crash Team Racing races, 4 Crash Bash races, 1 Wrath of Cortex race, and 1 Nitro Kart race, actually. So that's a new addition to the list, because this is the Nitro Kart race that happened, which we're gonna talk about later. So that's 70 matches in total so far in the tournament.
I thought there were more than one of these races for Crash Nitro Kart. Oh no, Nitro Kart, right? I'm sorry, I was getting confused. The Nitro Field.
Oh, yeah.
That's not even
Right.
a gag. I just got confused by that.
Yeah, this is called Nitro Kart, this is called Nitro Field, so it's a bit confusing. So yeah, I like how, still keeping that balance between Crash 2 and 3, kinda. Crash 2 having 3 more races done, more than Crash 3, but it's still kinda equal.
Yeah, and part of that, I think there's one, maybe more, NST versions of those games that were played, which are also counted here, just so people know that.
Crash 1 and same trilogy was counted here for Crash 1. Okay, Crash Bash 4 races. I'm pleased with that number 2. Crash Team Racing 7 races, also pleased with that. Anyways, if you don't have anything to add, we can continue to the next part.
So when we're gonna do Crash Bing Bang?
Boom Bang, yeah. We'll see. Now let's talk about races that happened. So for the winners matches, we'll go over that first. So we had Vinny Huber versus the Psychic Gamer, and that was a Crash 2 race. It was a very exciting race because they both have similar skill level in this game, so it was very fun to watch. And Vinny said that he didn't really play as his best that day, so the Psychic Gamer won the race.
Is that like a CTR race?
No, it was a Crash 2. Vinny and Psychic were meant to do a rematch, actually, but due to Vinny being busy and some in real life situations, they couldn't make it. They couldn't do the matches. Anyways, moving on, we have another winners matches match. So we have Katoti versus Abdul. That was a Crash 3 bingo race. This was Abdul's first time playing Crash bingo, so Katoti was kinda leaning into that, hoping Abdul will mess up, but Abdul managed to win. It was a very interesting race though to watch.
Yeah. Pretty much Kotote is kind of his experience being a player, so especially with Abdul, I guess if anything, he's pretty good at Crash in general. I just wasn't sure how he would do with a bingo match, but looks like despite that, he managed to figure his way around it.
That's right. And the last match of winners matches, we have Toto versus Averso. So this match was the match that everyone waited for, because both 2 very good people match up against each other. And there's also some behind the scenes stuff about this match, because it was meant to be a Crash 2 race at the beginning, but then Averso didn't like Crash 3 so much as he thought he would. He thought that he wouldn't mind the Crash 2 race, but he saw that he doesn't like it that much, so they actually played Crash 1. So
Yeah, definitely these two kind of like proved to be pretty tough compared to take down in their own respective groups, which I guess is kind of why they're here in first place, right? I'm trying to think. I know Verso is a bit better at Crash 2 and everything. Yeah, I'm not sure about Toto though. Toto seems to be good at everything. So still, it did wind up being a fairly close race overall, which made it pretty exciting to see how this would pan out.
that's right. And it kind of showed off how the semis might look in the future when we get there. Anyways, that's it for the winners matches. So for the results, you probably already know. Abdul won, the Psyche Gamer won, and Toto won. Anyways, moving on to round 2 sudden death. The first match that happened, I believe, was Danta versus Dark Wizard. So this race was again Crash 2, and it was actually a close one. Danta thought he's gonna lose anyway, so he kinda didn't maybe try as hard as he could have. I don't know how much he practiced. I think he didn't practice that much for the race, so he didn't think that it would be that close. But yeah, I think if he, concentrated a bit more, he might have won. But Dark Lizard managed to win. After that, we had Glacial versus Lucas Bolton, I believe. So this was Crash 2 Bingo. I think the first ever Crash 2 Bingo in a tournament done. So at least in our community. So they were testing it a bit. So we didn't know how it would end up because it was never played before, and we thought that they had kind of similar skill level, but Glacial won pretty easily. Unfortunately for Lucas, I think Lucas gave up after he started getting sniped from certain goals and stuff. So
yeah,
that was very unlucky, but
yeah,
it's kind of
it's kind of hard thing to defend against once goals just are snatched from you. You can't get anymore because I think it was lockout bingo.
Yeah, it was lockout.
Yeah, so once that goal's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone for good. After that, we have Cool Pro 195 versus Yoga Monio. So this was also a very interesting race because they chose to do Crash Nitro Kart. So it was unexpected who will win. We didn't really know how good they are in CNK. So we were just gonna I'm pretty sure that everyone was thinking at that time I wonder how this race is gonna end up being, and it was actually a pretty close race. Both of them kind of screwed up on some silly stuff, but Yoga did 2 laps that he didn't need to do, and Coolpro messed up a bit on this first level, I think.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking Coolpro might have won that one, but unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, there's a lot of tricky jumps and all that, especially with the way Nitro Kart goes about it. So yeah, unfortunately, especially on the first track, he was having a hard time. You think Yoga doing 2 extra laps around a track he didn't need to would allow him to catch up, but unfortunately, it didn't really matter to him.
Yeah, it didn't matter, but it was a close race nonetheless, I think.
Yeah, so he gave it his best shot.
And we have MTB, or Marcus Terry Bedford, versus the Acorn. So this was another very interesting goal. They had to do levels, and it was a scavenger hunt, but whatever level you enter, you have to die the exact amount of times as the level number is. So it was interesting to see them try to remember how many times they have to die in a level. If they mess it up they would get a penalty for doing so. So, and also the call was very hectic for this race, so it was kind of hard to keep track.
Yeah,
But
there's quite a lot of shenanigans going with co-commentators in that one, if anything, just to keep it interesting.
yeah, I think it was a very good commentary of the race. But besides that, we went back, looked at the footage to see if they messed up, and Marquez didn't mess up, so he was the winner. We thought he was the winner at the end of the race, but I went in to confirm that he is. Anyway, so that was that showed us that he can concentrate on like weird goals if he has to, like he can remember stuff to do stuff, pretty easily. But I guess at this stage that he's in the quarterfinals, that kind of is more expected from the quarterfinal competitors. So yeah. Moving on, we have me versus Tuni SA. So this race was pretty much, we just like did this race so we get it over with, because Tuni thought he cannot win and he just wants to get it over with. So we chose an easy goal to beat Engine, and that's just it. And we did that. So
yeah,
it's pretty different.
Yeah, I was kind of like wondering, like, did he practice in any way? Do you think, or did he just wing it?
He didn't practice for this race at all. He just did. So he, also what happened, I should probably mention it at least by shortly. He told me that he cannot, wait any longer because he has to go to work. But I told him to wait because we needed to restream it, so it's easier for us. But after the race finished, I found out that he lied about it, so someone had to edit the race, and it happened to be me. But I just wanted to mention that
So he was trying to dodge. Okay.
Apparently, the reason he did it is he thought I would leave if I knew that I wouldn't have to do it, which is weird because I always do my races pretty quickly if my opponents can do it too. And we also have the last race, and that's Graveyard Magician versus Crash 41596, and I'll let Desert talk about this one.
Yeah, so this one was post-recorded since we were having a hard time getting these two to be online at the same time. And I believe this was, Crash 41596 idea. Basically, it was just get as many gems as possible in a certain amount of time, but you couldn't do any vehicle levels or any gimmick levels, basically, right? So no swimming, no bike riding, no tiger riding or whatever. Just pretty much on foot for all the levels you do. So I didn't really think that Matt would do so well, and he didn't think so either. The commentary, he was actually practicing a bit before we decided to post-record since we were waiting on Graveyard, right? Though it turns out he probably meant the day after. Anyhow, he did surprisingly well, and apparently he got almost all the gems that he could in this situation. So, so I go like, good luck, Graveyard. I don't know what you can do about this. So, yeah, Matt pretty much just decided to become back king and just pretty much locked it down.
That's very nice, yes. I want to add that he probably chose this goal because he hates the vehicle levels and the gimmick levels in Crash 3. Maybe. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the round 2 races, and we're gonna move on to ROTIPOT, so our favorite race of round 2. I'll let you go first.
Alright, so I think my favorite race was Toto versus Averso, mainly because of the matchup, if anything. Because, I mean, once you kind of like know about their skill, go like, oh man, what's good having you have these two face each other. So this one turned out to be, a pretty close race. They managed to kind of stay on pace with each other in terms of gems they were collecting. Came be a little hard to follow this one though, considering that they don't have to go in the same levels, so you don't know exactly where they are. But overall, it's kind of a hard one to decide until you kind of start noticing that verse. So, well, he's definitely not as good as Crash 1 as he is in Crash 2, at the very least, right? Toto, I wasn't, I think I mentioned before, I wasn't so sure about, but looks like he managed to pick up on it pretty easily. So that would be my pick, mainly because, you know, just even before the match happened, you knew it'd be pretty interesting to watch.
That's right. I agree with him. Toto kind of choked on Rotonover a bit, and I understand why, because that level kind of sucks. But when you have to 100% it, but yeah. Anyways, you don't have anything to add?
Nope, that's about it.
Right. So my favorite match was Kulpro versus Yoga. I think I chose this over Toto versus Averso because I liked the commentary a lot. You know, it made me laugh a lot. Like Yoga was saying a lot of interesting stuff in that race. Kulpro was also playing along for the most of the race.
All right.
And
yeah, I forgot they were trash talking each other pretty much.
yeah, pretty much. And it was very interesting to see. And even when the race ended, Yoga said that he doesn't want to do a rematch because Kulpro was asking for it. But you know, I understand that. You know, you don't have to do a rematch. But yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate to see him go Kulpro to lose because I wanted to see him at least in the quarterfinals. But yeah, and what was I also gonna say? Yeah, and also the game. It was interesting to see like Crash Nitro Kart being played and being raced because I don't think I ever saw Nitro Kart race before, especially not live. So that was very interesting for me. Do you have anything to add to that?
Simply, Kupro has better luck next time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We hope to see you. If you're watching, we hope to see you in the future.
Yeah, and be very wary of Nitro Kart. Apparently, it doesn't like, it doesn't like you doing certain jumps.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I can already see him writing down some comment in the section, in the comment section. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. So we covered everything we wanted to cover, going through round 2, the sudden death round 2 winners matches and ROTIPOT, as well as the amount of races done and the races in what games they were done. So that's it. So thank you all for watching this round 2 wrap up, and we will see you in the next wrap up.
All right, see you guys later.